Hello, and today we are talking about Pokemon mysteries. Every single game has some, but Pokemon has a lot that we're going to go over. Okay, to start off, we have the Nurse Joy mystery. The nurse problem. Nurse Joy was the one Brock had his eyes on back when the TV series was first started, but he realised something interesting after that. Every Pokemon Center they had visited, any Pokemon Center they visited, the nurse looked the same, not just in the Kanto region, but in several other islands they have visited since. If you jump into any game as well, whether it be Pokemon Sword and Shield, Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the trend still continues. It makes you wonder if there are clones, or potentially all from the same family. Who knows? But it's weird, that's for sure. The next mystery is Diglett and Dugtrio. We'll be short and sweet with this one. Every Pokemon that has evolved from usually takes on a different look, although Diglett appears to just appear out of the ground 3 more times when evolved into Dugtrio. Is this the worst evolution in history? Does it not actually evolve at all? Or is it something we're missing? Ghost in Pokemon XY. There has been some spooky spectacles throughout the history in this franchise. It all started with ghost-type Pokemon like Ghastly and Gengar, not to mention the haunting music of Lavender Town. It would send shivers up your spine, traversing the Tower of Ghosts. Since then, it has gotten even worse. A ghost was discovered with zero explanation in X and Y's luminous city. And she has been dubbed Ghost Girl. The figure wasn't just a standalone character either, reappearing in Pokemon Omega Ruby and also Sapphire. Her only piece of dialogue was, "No, you're not the one," which begs the question of who is she looking for? Also, how did she pass away? Maybe she will have a huge party to play in the future. Huge part to play in the future. Or nothing to do. Nothing at all. Why did it take so long to meet Hooper? This was, at the time, at the heart of the biggest mystery the series had ever seen. The Pokemon was discovered in a leak before its release in Gen 6. In a previous data mine flagged by PokeBeach, they uncovered some very interesting details about the species. Maybe its role in the world is much greater than anyone could have imagined when they first saw it in X and Y. Leaked text stated, the Pokemon called Hooper is linked to many unexplained supernatural events that have occurred in this world. My search for Hooper has led me to this library. See, I travel around the world trying to solve as many mysteries. I've been researching supernatural events that have occurred over the last 100 years, even though it has been the supernatural events that have occurred over the last 100 years. One thing I've found is that the mythical Pokemon Hooper is connected to many of these strange events. I've also imagined to come across some information about the mysterious Pokemon, mysterious power that Hooper appears to wield. So without further ado, I'd like to share my findings with you. After all, that you're actually travelling with Hooper, the very subject to my research. Rings, lairs, and exploits. This was followed by 3 options a player could select. These were its mysterious rings, the secrets of its lair, and its deep exploits. On the point of the rings, the smallest piece that power to transport entire islands and move any object as it pleases. Also said to have stolen mountains of gold and mountains of silver treasures from the wealthy in the past. Hiding in the desert, its backstory is also as strange and mysterious, with an unnamed organization having tried to wield power of Pokemon for themselves before Hooper struck back by making their assets disappear one by one. Having starred in the 18th Pokemon movie, Hooper and Having starred in the 18th Pokémon movie, Hooper and the Clash of Ages, we know a lot more about it since that leak. Should it fall into the wrong hands, the world could be doomed, and it probably has ample more secrets for us to uncover in the future. Why did it take so long for us to meet? It was so devotal and powerful. Plus, what else do we know about it? We seem to know less. We seem to know not less about Pokemon compared to others. Pokeballs. Pokeballs have been around since the very beginning. They have even become a worldwide symbol in the incredible fictional story of catching a mole. Let's start with what we know about them. They can be used to catch Pokemon, making them available to battle with. There are many types of ball, each having different qualities depending on the scenario. They have been bought and sold in any region in the world. What we don't know is what's inside. Is it larger than life, almost like TARDIS in Doctor Who? When you step aside, not only that, but why can't humans be trapped inside of them when the beam strikes them? Matter of fact, why hasn't this been tried? Maybe we will know the interior of one explored in the future, but it's shrouded in mystery for now. What's inside a fortress? Here's another one that just have no idea what's inside. In Pokemon Gold, there has been very interesting description given to Fortress. It reads, its entire body is shielded by a still hard shell. What lurks inside the armour is total mystery. Since that time, we still haven't seen anything in relation to the contents of inside shell, nor has there been any signs we will in the future. Entranced to the Pokedex, we change in appearance, they adapt to different surroundings. Maybe in the right region we'll find out what secret is being concealed in there. Pokemon Wars. The mysterious Pokemon Wars have been theorized many times. What are they? What happened? Why do we think something like this occurred? There are so many questions surrounding this topic. Firstly, most of the characters we meet in Kanto are not middle-aged. Those who are gone on to lead gyms, with players guessing that many of this age range participated in Great War between Kanto and Johto regions. There are also a lot of hospitals and gyms in the region too, noted by Creepypasta Wiki that they may be big clues. In fact, one of the gym leaders of Vermilion City even referred war. You won't live long in combat, that's for sure. I tell you what, kid, electric Pokemon saved me during the war, LT Surge said. I love doing these voiceovers. The character was cautious in the army according to the limited lore available on him, which would be explained why he would survive in any battle that may have happened. This one is most familiar mysteries around, and we still are not sure if it happened, nor do we can the future holds a very familiar outcome. Why can Meowth talk? The story behind Meowth learning to communicate with humans is a sober one. Actually, according to Bulbapedia, one day Meowth came across a female Meowth named Meowsy. She rejected him, saying he was poor and he preferred humans. So Meowth attempted to make himself more human-like to make her love him. Thus he painstakingly taught himself to speak human language and walk upright like a human. That explains the reason why this character developed the way it did, although it begs the question of why other Pokemon haven't had the same adaptation. Every Pokemon would be at a huge advantage if they could talk to their trainer about strategy, but strategy enough. Just Team Rocket is blessed with the phenomenon exclusively. Perhaps in the future this will be explored further. After all, Pikachu did speak in Pokemon the movie I Choose You. Welma mystery in Pokemon Sword and Shield. You don't have to know everything about the Pokemon games to understand this mystery. It's common sense thing. More than anything, a whale needs water. In fact, needs a whole lot of it to survive and live in the wild. That being said, in the Galar region, there are areas of the map where Welma and Wailord appear to be able to squeeze into the smallest places you'll ever see. They'd be tinier than in captivity. And even on one hand, you may say a trainer might have left it. There after catching it in the sea, although that doesn't happen in Pokemon. Just looking at small size of the pond, on the size of onlooking Welma in its post from Reddit user Aaron the Lobster left us scratching our heads. We're not the only ones either. People have found Gyarados in similar spots. Does water have a different quality in Pokemon that we don't know about, or is this just an unrealistic placement?